All right, so let's get it. How are we doing today?
Welcome back to Cash and Show Do Football. My name is LA Cash. This is my good friend and co-host.
Show.
And we're here to talk about the crazy, crazy stuff. I don't know. That's been happening. Crazy stuff. It's been happening in the Premier League and beyond for the past couple weeks. So, start us off. Liverpool in general. I just want to get your so you guys are currently top. You guys are 37, a point above Arsenal at first in the table. And you've pulled out some good results lately. I mean, a little bit, I don't know, kind of last ditch, you might say, at like the end.
I don't know. I don't think Liverpool's at that level yet to where they're like the top. Like I've seen Liverpool throughout the years, you know what I mean? I've seen them on like a high level.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we're at the top of the Premier League, which is dope.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which is really good. Man City is obviously a big factor. They're not hitting.
Yeah, they're having
Arsenal's
a moment.
pretty good. You know what I mean? But still, like I've seen better from Liverpool. I think they should get a DM this winter.
That'd be great for you guys.
I think the main thing with Liverpool, FSG don't really want to spend right now. They want to kind of rely on who they have right now, Endo, but there's a lot of injuries. Thiago's still out. He's not a DM, but he's a midfielder. Bajcetic, Robertson, you know what I mean? Matip.
Yeah,
So-
your defense looks kind of not exposed, but you have some weaknesses, and you got some holes a little bit in there.
Right.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
You have Robertson's out. He offers a lot. McAllister, not necessarily like defensive, but like he's definitely a factor because I just feel like he offers a lot of technically, and like he just Klopp likes those players with energy regardless if they're more focused on attacking or defending. So,
We've been linked with a few players outside, like the usual Klopp way, but yeah, we definitely have to at least get somebody in.
Yeah, because like a couple of these results just kind of, you beat, just looking at the last couple, you beat, Brentford, you kind of just peppered up. I mean, kind of do expect from you guys. You drew 1-1 with City. Good result, I'd say, at the Etihad.
Yeah.
In that current moment especially, because by a couple weeks ago, City weren't really having this moment. Fulham was a crazy. Fulham was a crazy one.
I know because we're not supposed to concede that many. I've seen defenses where Van Dijk didn't let nothing happen. You know what I mean? I've seen it where Alisson does save the day. To be fair, he does.
Yeah, it's just Trent gets. That's what I was always saying with you guys. I really think it would be great if you got a solid right back, pushed Trent up, and allowed him to have that creativity in the midfield. But see, like for me and Matip, I always am hesitant to say Matip is your best center back, or one of them.
I think he is. I definitely think I've seen Matip. People that don't watch Liverpool don't really know Matip. You know what I mean? He's kind of
I can understand that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a Newcastle type of defender. You know what I mean? Like he's solid. He doesn't give the ball up ever. He dribbles wonderfully. You know.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a couple moments just when he's been caught out, and that's kind of people get that kind of conception of him.
Yeah. But, do you know how many times Matip's taken the ball from the halfway line and dribbled it all the way, damn near to the goal, pass it out to Salah?
Yeah, he has that.
He has that ability, and not a lot of center backs really in world football even have that ability. He's old.
Yeah. How do you feel about Tsimikas?
I like Tsimikas.
I haven't really seen a lot of him.
I like him as a person. He's very, very natural, very down to earth, you know what I mean? And then he kind of shows that in his football too. He has energy too, you know what I mean? Man, is he as good as Robertson? No, but no, I as a backup, man. Yeah, Liverpool isn't the worst when it comes to position for position, except the right wing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, except the right wing.
So in these next couple games, you got some big fixtures coming up at the weekend. We'll talk about this with United too, but it's United Liverpool. It's the North. Wait, I forgot what the exact name is, but it's Derby.
What,
it's
the North London Derby?
It's not North London because we're not in London. It's what is it called?
Northeast.
Northeast. I think it's the Northeast Derby, but it's the Liverpool United play at Anfield. Saturday.
You guys are gonna get peppered because how many players do you guys have out? What's that list?
I'll get the list up, but I want to talk about on the Liverpool side for the moment. I'm confident that you guys will beat us, but
I'm very confident we're going to beat you guys.
The next couple results are at you're hosting Arsenal. It's at Anfield,
right.
Burnley, then Newcastle. So, I mean, a lot of those teams have, I would say, other than Arsenal.
The ability to exploit Liverpool, yes.
Yeah, I would say other than Arsenal, a lot of those teams have weaknesses, but especially with just like Arsenal having that sort of confidence to play. Do you think you guys have everything it takes to just get them these results?
What, against Arsenal? I mean, no.
Like, I mean, just in general with these next couple of games.
How about this? Yes and no because of the injuries. You know what I mean? If we had McAllister, if we had Robertson, if we had players to come in and out, then yes, I would say so. But, man, I can't really say it that confidently because we do have to face you guys, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to play a strong squad. We have to, right? Then we're going to play Arsenal too as well. And then you said Fulham?
You guys play United, Burnley, Arsenal, then Newcastle.
And Newcastle as well. So those are 3 teams that we have to play our full squad. So,
I'm sorry. You play Arsenal before Burnley.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Still.
But yeah, so yeah.
Burnley,
I mean, Newcastle have a lot of injuries too, but they're going to come with energy because they're going to get a little bit to rejuvenate themselves.
Right.
Because they're out of Europe now too. So you want to move on after that?
What about Arsenal?
Well, no, just yeah, we can move on to Arsenal. I was going to do United, but we can just go from down in the table if you want to do it. So with United, we just got knocked out of Europe. I feel there's like a shift in the whole fan base, really, just kind of from me personally too, I just don't feel anything anymore with this
this United team.
Yeah, it's not the fact that I don't support them. I'm always going to support United,
right.
And I feel like most people who do, unless you're a plastic fan that supports United, which I feel like most of the plastic fans that support United are gone. But I don't feel any because I don't believe in this team anymore.
They're very bad, bro. There's not any style. There's no form. There's nothing.
There's just so many problems right now off the field that when we do perform on the field, it's despite all of those. It's not because we sometimes have the heart. Some players like McTominay, Garnacho, Bruno at times, they have the heart to just get these results.
Right.
But it's not because it's because of individuals or luck, really. It's not because of the fact that
it's usually individuals on their day.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's informed.
No one's informed.
No one's informed.
And
Garnacho's not
nothing's
informed.
going to change. I mean, we just fired our CEO, which seems to be the first move in this new ownership sort of model, is to get people off the field that have an actual football mentality,
right,
to implement, actual operations to move the club forward, which is great. But until we see actual results off the field, results may be the wrong word, but actual, movement off the field, like a new director of football with new recruitment and all of that, nothing's like that's going to change. Right. And listen, Ten Hag isn't the guy at the moment. I don't know if it's hard to say if he is the guy right now because half of his squad is out. I can see you have that ready that I can, I'm going to reference that too, is one of the problems that we face. But there's a multitude of problems happening right now. So at the moment, and if we fire him, which it's not the answer, because as we've seen in previous seasons, when we fired Mourinho, we got Ole in. He was supposed to be an interim that became, he really only should have been an interim in retrospect. Ole.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I think that was a horrible move by our part. We got too hyped up, as we usually do.
Nobody was available, I thought.
Not really, but I still think, despite that, I think we still should have looked for someone else because, if you just look at Ole's track record, he didn't have the experience to be a Premier League manager at that point.
You guys might have damaged yourself worse by doing that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I really think that we would have had a lot better chance. But my point with that is, if we fire Ten Hag now and get an interim in before the summer, we don't really have. There's no point.
There's no point in doing that.
Because we could just keep him until the summer, and if we feel with the hopefully new.
Maybe something happens. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think he's a good enough. I think he's a good enough coach to bring us to the end of the season. Because I mean, despite what everyone says about him being one-dimensional, not having any, dynamics within his coaching, fair enough. He is pretty one-dimensional in the fact of how he wants to play. We haven't seen that because of the players out. But I think he's going to be a better coach than the options that we would have if we fired him.
Right.
With all that being said, the list of players that are current. So McGuire just got injured. Who do we play? See, it's just not. Who do we?
You play Varane.
Yeah. So Varane's going to play next to Johnny Evans. Martinez is still out, obviously. Lindelof's out. Luke Shaw's still out. Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksson, Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Sancho's obviously gone, Amad Diallo, Rashford, and Martial. So that squad is going to look like probably Onana, Reguilon, Johnny Evans, Varane, and Dalot. With Amrabat, or I would love to see Kobe Manu, but he's probably going to do Amrabat and McTominay, with Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Antony, and Højlund up top.
Damn.
I think we get battered.
I think you guys get absolutely...
At least 2-0. I'm going to say 2-0 just to be safe to myself.
Because Salah...
I just don't want to see another 7.
I just want to see... If Nunez scores...
He probably will.
He probably will score this.
He's going to pass Johnny Evans up so quickly. And fair enough, Johnny Evans is a decent defender for his age and just his experience.
Yeah, no disrespect.
He should not be the first choice against, maybe not first choice, but he should not be one of our first choice players against Liverpool right now. And that just shows how
thin you guys are.
How thin we are. And I think, I've been giving Ten Hag slack because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also, I think that just goes to show how thin we are in general. So again, I think United, I will always have hope for United. I'm not saying we're hopeless in general, but I don't have any, there's no positive, there's nothing going on right now with us right now.
Yeah, not too many positive.
Oh yeah, I wanted to bring this up. There's this guy like Ian Edwards, he's a stand-up comedian. He has his own podcast called Soccer Comic Rant, I think it's called. But he brought up this concept with United fans is that we need to be in sort of a polyamorous relationship with Manchester United at the moment. We're on rocky ground right now in this relationship. We need to treat this as a relationship that we need to outsource not our love for the club, because I'm never going to stop supporting Manchester United. Right. But how we enjoy football, we can't rely on Manchester United to do that for us
anymore.
We need to look to other clubs to fulfill that part. So I like watching Aston Villa personally. I'm not saying I support them. I'm just saying how they play, the attacking play, and how dynamic they are.
Right.
That helps me. That helps me just enjoy football more.
Speaking of Aston Villa,
so let's talk about them. Yeah.
They are second in the Premier League right now.
They're third.
Are they third?
They're 1 point behind Arsenal.
How? Weren't they second coming off that win? Well, regardless, right? They did beat Arsenal, right?
They did beat Arsenal.
They beat Arsenal. John McGinn, probably one of the most informed players of the Premier League this year. Yes, great player, right? I would definitely put him probably, if we had a Premier League team this season, he'd probably fit in there.
Right now, definitely.
He's been very good.
He's just so again, I keep using that word a lot, but dynamic. He can play on the left. Mm-hmm. He's a great midfielder, obviously. He can provide support up top. He's been scoring a few goals.
So Aston Villa has beat Man City, right? They beat Man City.
Yes.
They beat, I think they beat Arsenal. That Arsenal game, though, it was pretty good.
That was a great game.
It was a really good game. Very entertaining back to front. I mean, Aston Villa kept, honestly, they had pressure all game. They kept Arsenal great all game. I want to say that Martinez had a phenomenal game, right? Definitely a keeper.
Definitely, yeah.
Right? Keeper of the season, probably performance that night. Too many, as a whole, the whole team, performance, everything. I want to say that probably, what would you rank Aston Villa's squad, it's so
they have a great squad.
Depth, you know what I mean? Jacob Ramsey off the bench.
On face value, you would say
Matty Cash.
I mean, without any of the going into the season, you would probably say that this Aston Villa team is top 6. They have a really good squad. You would say they have a good squad, but you wouldn't think before the form that they would be as, just as solid as they are.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take a look at the results they've had, the way they play, because before you would think they play in like a 4-4-2,
right,
just kind of how they line up. But they go, like I said, dynamic. They're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
John McGinn is really crucial in that, how he fills in off the left, in the midfield, etc.
Right.
And yeah, they're just look at their bench. So the squad that played Arsenal, obviously Martinez in goal. Luca Digne, I love Luca Digne, by the way. I loved him at Everton. He was great for them. Pau Torres, Diego Carlos, Konza, John McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Kamara, Leon Bailey. I love him too. Yuri Tielemans, Ollie Watkins up top. Then off the bench, you have Zaniolo, Philip Marshall. I forgot. I think he's a defender, right? No, he's a goalkeeper. I forget. Okay. Alex Moreno, Duran, Dendoncker, Langley, Matty Cash, and Jacob Ramsey, and Moussa Diaby.
Okay.
So that's a great bench.
That's a great.
So it's like you think this is definitely a top 4 squad if you just look at that, just based on the quality on and off.
And one of the main points that I wanted to bring up about Aston Villa, right, was their run of games, right? So they face you guys.
So they face us after.
No, they face Brentford, Sheffield,
games,
you guys, right?
I'm so scared for that game.
I would be. Burnley, Everton, and then Newcastle, right?
So just in those couple of games,
yeah,
how many points do you think they take away from 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18? Maybe 21.
What, including this one too?
You can include that, so 21. How many points do you think?
21, so minus...
I think it's 3, 6, 7, 10. I think they get at least... like... probably 17.
At least 10 to...
Everton's a hard game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This game is iffy. This game is easy. This game's...
I think at Old Trafford now, I think we kind of rally.
No,
I believe it's Boxing Day. It's Boxing Day.
At Old Trafford.
We've been bad at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
I think we get a draw. I think we just pack the back. I think we pack the back and get a draw.
But regardless, they have a lot of games that they can win, right? And they can really solidify themselves in the Premier League. We talked about Liverpool's running games.
Like we were saying, they can make a title run. If you guys slip, if Arsenal drop another point or two, they could.
Yeah.
What
is up with Arsenal? So Arsenal just tied against Nice, right? And I thought that was kind of an interesting...
PSV.
Or was it PSV?
Damn, that's interesting. PSV have a decent squad, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're kind of... Arsenal are a weird case, because before...
They let in 3 against Luton, too, by the way.
I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't all in all been in bad form. Look, they won most of their games. Okay, they lost to Newcastle.
I feel like they were better last season, though, which is weird.
I think everyone feels like that, too, but everyone says they're less experienced last season. I think they could be more consistent, though, this season.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And it kind of pushed through the whole way. They're still in the Champions League, right? So that's kind of one. So I'm assuming they're going to move on to the group of... is it 16?
They're not round of 16 yet.
Is it the round of 16? Do we have the round of 16?
No, not yet. They need to make the draws.
Oh, they haven't done that yet.
But they finished first, so that's good for them.
Yeah, very good for them. All in all, I mean, the game against Aston Villa, I feel like that just showed how like Unai Emery could be manager of the season by the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like that performance of keeping that top Arsenal team out like consistently. Martinez again, you know what I mean? Like you gotta give praise to him, even whether you like him or not. You know what I mean? He's very animated, but very good performance. I mean,
I think he's I think I told you before. I think he's very underrated.
Yeah, I think he's underrated.
I think he got the Golden Glove in the World Cup. I still think he's underrated. I think he's class. And that just goes to show how much Europe has a role in Premier League teams' performances. Because that Villa team has a great squad. And they don't have any European football.
Yeah.
So that just gives them another boost when a lot of teams, Liverpool just played, The teams are playing on Thursday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's a huge factor in how teams perform at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You just got beat.
Yeah, but we didn't. You want to see our lineup?
Yeah, and you already got through for the.
You want to see our lineup?
Who was and did they? You played Kelleher in goal. Who played in goal? Yeah, you played Kelleher in goal. Who is that? Wow.
This is a very weak lineup.
You played a lot of youth.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, Endo, and out. That's not a.
It's not. That's not. Come on.
That's not a strong midfield, but you would think Curtis Jones would put in.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't watch the game either. You played.
But look what they did. It looks like they kind of put it back in the back,
Yeah.
But regardless,
you're still.
I was kind of trying to bring up Man City, right? So they've kind of been off the bounce of. They haven't won a game ever since it was like November or something. But they obviously won against Luton, which doesn't really say much.
They were down in that game.
Yeah, this doesn't really actually say much, right? They go against another Premier League classic, Crystal Palace, right? You know what I mean? It's not been too hot for them. I think they beat. I can't even say that team. Is that like a Russian team in the Champions League?
That is, I think that's Red Star Belgrade, but for some reason that's in Russian.
Regardless, right? They played
that's Red Star Belgrade. That's just in Russian because that's the actual name of the team.
They played their youth team that game, but their youth team was so strong with the other players they had in it. You know what I mean? Like.
I know we're kind of jumping around a bit, but that kind of brings up the point of like Chelsea with if you're going to play this youth, you need players to support that youth. They did play a lot of youth and there's Micah Hamilton, Rico Lewis, his name is Rico Lewis, but you have Kovacic, John Stones, Akanji, Grealish. You have players in there and Bob up top. So you have a lot of players in there that support that,
right.
So when you play that many young players, you have to have experience in there to support that.
To pump it up.
Yeah, and that goes to show they beat they're away at Red Star Belgrade, which I have a clip to actually show you. I don't know if we'll put this in, but I have a clip of the tunnel that I found on my feed. That tunnel is so intimidating.
What do you mean, the Red Star one?
Yeah, let me just bring this up real quick.
Is it like fire?
No, it looks like a gulag. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Let me just look at this. Look at this. You see this tunnel, and I don't want to play the audio because it's gonna. But you just hear so many, all the fans, and it looks like an arena. You know, like a standard arena up top.
That's insane.
So it's just like imagine these like young players from England coming into this. Let me see if I can speed this up. So like look at like the sides of the tunnel.
That's insane.
So this is not an easy ground to play at, There's like imagine you're going to come into play in the Champions League and it's going to be all
I'd be hyped up.
The pristine of football and you come into this and all the so I think that
I want to play in the Champions League, man.
I would
that'd be dope.
I think everyone does. So yeah, City in general, I think it's just what do you think it is with them? Do you think it's the fact that they haven't replaced some of the players like Gundogan, and they don't really have a replacement for Rodri?
I think it's just that. I mean, think about how many years has it been like
where they've been firing?
Like 8, 7?
At least 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 5, 6 years of them being at that top level, of us just knowing them, of being that team, that eventually they have to have a team where they don't perform as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it has to happen eventually.
Yeah, and because it's just highlighted the fact that they're not performing, they're not firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
It's just that's where it gets highlighted.
But overall, they're performing bad.
Remember last season when everyone was like, "Oh, City aren't coming back to win," and Arsenal were they were like 10 points ahead.
Everyone thought Arsenal was going to win the league. Yeah, people were too confident.
And then City just rallied again and came back.
That's like if Liverpool said like, right now we're going to win the league. You know what I mean?
You don't know. You're at 1 point.
We're in the same position. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to win the league. Like, no.
You're 1 point.
We don't know yet. Yeah. I have faith that we're going to win the league. Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
You want to talk about Spurs?
Yeah, I did actually want to talk about Spurs. So still, you know what I mean, very thin. I think they've been kind of, average performances. You know what I mean? They got that crazy 4-1 at
Newcastle.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at Newcastle, but it was at
Chelsea.
No, it was at Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
That was a really dope game. I think everyone can agree with that one. Trippier though, like there's been a few things happening just like in the back. I feel like with not Trippier.
Well, he has given up a few.
Yeah. That was to do with Newcastle. I don't know why I'm spurring off the Newcastle, but regardless, I think that like based on their last few performances, right? They had that tie with Man City, right? And that also kind of ties into the whole Man City thing with everyone won no games, right? What do you think about Spurs? What's your kind of like general opinion? We know they have the injuries.
Spurs are a more solid Man United to me. I feel with a style of, and it goes to show they have a style of play.
But they don't have good players.
They don't have a good squad overall. Like they're like, again, I go back to Villa. I just like them so much in the fact that they have a good style of play and they have a great squad to back them when they don't have the players. Like Moussa Diaby's not like firing, so that you have an option of bringing John McGinn out on the wing or have Leon Bailey fill in like that. With Spurs, you have this great creative outlet in James Madison.
Right.
But after he takes a knock or whatever and he's out, I think he's out until after Christmas, right?
Something like that.
You don't have anyone else like that to fill in for him. So they just don't have the squad to put. I think they might get top 4 if someone drops out, but I think I don't know if they don't have the quality to do anything further than that. Mm-hmm. I think once Postecoglou gets another summer with these guys and can keep a lot of the players that he has and continues to build with that mentality, and just that style, he has a great pressing, attacking style.
Right.
It's just he doesn't have all of the players to do that.
He needs
especially when they go to Europe.
Players, he's going to be one of the most dangerous ones. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even at the beginning of the season when Tottenham was really firing.
Yeah.
He's made Richarlison a better player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think if he has another striker that starts ahead of Richarlison.
Yep.
And Richarlison kind of comes in like that, like.
I think if you have if you bring in another solid striker.
Yeah, a solid striker.
Even if he doesn't play up top, because he's been playing Son up top and that's been working too. If you play
Son off the wing's better.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He's more useful if you have a conventional striker.
But even if you bring in another top quality winger like that, because now they can because they have this sort of style and kind of this, I don't know what the word is, but just kind of identity that can attract players. I think if you bring in another top player like that, they'll be right up there but they need someone to replace that creative outlet with James Madison because he provides so much for them, and they're so not lacking, but it's a little bit.
They are lacking in the midfield.
It's hard to.
Højbjerg, come on.
Yeah, no, you can't. I mean? No. It's just hard to replace a player like that when he's so influential like that.
Yeah.
So
Newcastle have been selling, bro.
Yep.
So I mean, maybe not selling so hard to the point.
They have a ton of injuries.
Yeah, but
they have a lot of injuries, and they don't have a lot of.
It started with what's it called? When he started celebrating early against Liverpool. That's when it started, right? He's just been taking L's, right?
They're still solid.
He's been winning a lot of games.
They're a solid squad. It's just when they don't have that
Champions League, huh? So it's really in the Champions League they've been just. So I guess that's what's made because they won most of their games in the Prem, or at least tied.
Yeah.
In the Champions League,
they've been getting results in the
Premier
Premier League, but yeah, when it comes to I didn't know, but I had a feeling that in Europe Newcastle would struggle a little bit because they're first. And they got a hard group, too. They got a very hard group.
Yeah, unfortunately, Milan is out, too. You know what I mean? Milan, my favorite Italian team. But, yeah, Newcastle out as well.
They're complete, which I think that works well for them.
It works well for them in the season.
They're complete, and they're not in Europa because Milan won that game. They're in Europa. which does well. I like Milan.
Oh yeah, that's a better competition for them anyways.
I like Milan in Europa League this season, but it works for Newcastle, and I'm also glad United didn't get in the Europa League. Sorry to jump back to them, but United gets completely knocked out of Europe, and I think that works well for them. Wanted to bring up Brighton.
Yeah, and what's it called? They're good form in Europa League, so
yeah. Yes, they've been performing in Europa, which is kind of you would think coming into the season you wouldn't necessarily think they would do that well, and they struggled a little bit at first, but like I was just saying that they just have this ability to and it's kind of like the Dortmund effect where they can bring in these great players for,
cheap.
Very cheap pennies compared to the fees that the top 6 bring in, and just consistent.
It's good recruitment.
Yeah, consistently.
It's all about a good recruitment. Yeah,
exactly.
Consistently selling players for high amounts. Keeping players.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and
in
getting
general,
them to perform at the highest level.
Just in general, they've been killing it in Europa League, right? I see them going far in the tournament. Not that many strong sides in Europa League.
Not that many, no.
You know what I mean?
Like we were just saying, AC Milan just came in.
Brighton's they have identity. They're very entertaining to watch. They have a lot of youngsters, man.
What are the Champions League squads that are coming into Europa League now? Do you know?
So AC Milan is one of them. That is a very good question.
Galatasaray, that's a big one. They've been performing real well. In Champions, Lens, pretty good. They got some results against Arsenal.
I think it's kind of stupid when that happens.
Yeah. Benfica.
That's a big team, bro.
Benfica
against Brighton. I don't know who wins that.
Feyenoord. It was AC Milan, Young Boys, and Shakhtar Donetsk. The big ones are AC, obviously. Lens, they're a good squad. Benfica are very good in Europa League.
I'd be afraid of Benfica, especially because Benfica versus Brighton or West Ham.
That's a good game. I'd love to watch that.
I'd love to watch that. Just two totally different styles. Yeah,
but they're pretty similar in how their recruitment and how they sell players like that.
Benfica, yeah. Darwin Núñez. We also brought up West Ham and how they were in Europa League. You know what I mean? Like obviously they dropped off. You know what I mean? Declan Rice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We kind of brought up the point earlier on how. What's his name? Antonio or
Mikel Antonio? Yeah. So I think West Ham really need because Scamacca was meant to be that player that came in to to be their next striker for them. Which he would have been great. Just looking at his profile, he doesn't have as much pace, but he's strong and he has a really good shot on him. But he just didn't click for them. He had a couple injuries and he just didn't really make his way into the squad from what I saw.
Yeah.
So I think if they bring in another forward, that just another player that could go up front. Because who else do they have that plays up front for them? Do you know? I'll bring their squad up right now.
I actually have no idea.
Because it's him, and I feel like.
You think Paquetá should get a move this summer?
I really like him at West Ham.
You really?
I like him at West Ham.
I like him at West Ham.
Danny Ings. I forgot about that. How much has Danny Ings played this season?
He sucks. Danny Ings sucks.
He has. It looks like he hasn't played. Well,
he hasn't played much, huh?
I don't think so.
Danny Ings sucks, bro. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
I thought you'd have more love for him.
Come on, really? I've never seen Danny Ings do anything.
He's been okay.
No, at Liverpool?
Okay. Not at Liverpool.
At Liverpool, he was horrible. He was horrible. But anyways,
in general, I thought you'd have it. But
Chelsea, in the mud, yes.
They're lost.
Have no idea.
I was saying, as much as United have no hope at the moment, which I think we will get some, Chelsea have no excuse.
Yeah.
Chelsea have no excuse.
Yeah.
They've paid millions upon millions in the summer. They have most of their squad fit and ready to play at the moment. And that squad they put out just can't get results for the life of them.
Day. So apparently, right, had Everton not gotten that 10-point reduction, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would have been 2 points. No, what was it? I think it was 2 points.
I think you were
ahead.
close. I think it might have been 2 points off of Chelsea.
Yeah, 2 points off, right? Of what's it called? Where Chelsea is, right?
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Chelsea are a mid-table squad now. This is 2 consecutive seasons where they're mid-table. It's crazy, but that just shows how much ownership can have an effect on your squad. And people like talk about, oh, all United just talk about the Glazers. Yeah, fair enough. We do talk about the Glazers a lot when trying to make excuses or, trying to justify why we're so crap. But it's true. It is true to some extent. I'm not saying that's the only reason, because it's definitely not. But as you can see with Chelsea, the fact that they can't have
a good squad.
They have a
good squad.
They have a decent squad, but they don't have an identity. They have a philosophy of bringing in these young players, but you need to supplement that with experience, and they have that for some extent with Thiago Silva and Sterling. But that's not enough to get you over They really shouldn't have sold Kovacic. I think he would have been great for them in this squad. Maybe not. Maybe he by himself wouldn't have made a difference. But I think
he's not doing bits at City.
No, but he's probably happy there. Yeah. From where they're at. He'd rather be at a City squad where he's challenging for top 4 and coming off the bench in Champions League than struggling with Chelsea. What do you think the future holds for Chelsea?
I think they have the ability to bounce back a lot more than United, though. That's my main thing. I think they'll bounce back faster than United will.
I think with United, once we get our players, hopefully a lot of those players come back, because a lot of them are out for different reasons, we'll start seeing a little bit of improvement with us.
You guys you guys have had the players before, let's be honest.
No, but last season we had those players consistently. And this, as I just laid out, all
last season again?
Third.
Fourth or third?
Ten Hag got with that squad too. Here's the thing. I think if we had our entire squad back, I think we would. I don't know how exactly, obviously, but I think we would still be performing better if we had cast. I'll lay this out. Here would be my first choice 11 with United, with everyone back. Be Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, and Delo. I don't like either of our right backs at the moment, and I'm done with most of these players. But I still think I think it would be Amrabat or Kobe Manu. I think right now they're about the same in quality, to be honest. I think Amrabat still needs more time, but it's Kobe Manu, Casemiro, with Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, and Rashford. And they're Anthony Rashford. He's not great, but I still think
Rashford is not great.
And then
Unfortunately, he's not great.
I think that would be better. I don't know if we'd be in
Højlund.
top 4.
Yeah,
Højlund's a good player. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Can Højlund play on the wing?
No, I wouldn't play him on. He's too good to play on the wing as a striker.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Plus, I don't want. I think Martial should be sold in the summer.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for the last couple of years, but you
guys need to do something about that squad position.
He should go to the French league. I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
He'd be great in the French league.
Or on like a Spanish team or something. I could see it.
He went to Sevilla and he was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we would be better than where we are now. I don't know how much better. I still think if we had everyone back on a consistent basis, then or I might put Mount on the wing, to be honest. Fuck it.
I forgot you guys had Mount.
Yeah, me too.
Is he even playing?
Is he injured? He's injured.
What an idiot. Anyways, any other topics that you wanted to cover over the Premier League?
Copa America. You want to talk about Copa America?
Yeah, we could talk about Copa America.
So, the groups just came out for Copa America USA.
Right.
The USA are in a group with Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia. I think we can get out of that group. Uruguay have a very good squad, but I think it's kind of aging, to be honest. A little bit. You still have Darwin up top for them. Pellistri. He's a good player for Uruguay.
Who?
Pellistri. That wing.
Same for Darwin.
Yep.
Argentina did not like that one.
Yeah, so Argentina are in a group with Chile, Peru, and A4, which I forgot is going to be a playoff between someone else. The other group is
it's decided.
Ecuador, Jamaica, Mexico, and that's a tough group. Ecuador, Jamaica, Mexico.
Is Jamaica good?
Jamaica's a pretty good. They just beat Canada.
Okay. Canada's all right.
And I think Canada are playing a playoff for one of these couple spots. And Brazil are in a group with Colombia, the playoff spot for them, and Paraguay.
Colombia
have a good squad.
I think they beat Brazil the last time, right?
I think they did. Yeah, because
Diaz
scored a brace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we could do bits with. To be honest, I think.
Do we go far? I don't know.
I don't know how far we go.
Yeah, I don't know how far we go, but like, do we do something in our little thing? Yeah, probably.
I think we get out of the group definitely. If we
as long as we beat Uruguay.
But this will be the real first test for Berhalter coming back because
he sucks.
He's not a good. I don't know why we brought him back.
I don't know why we still have him. We should have got rid of him after
I think
the World
a lot
Cup.
of the players like him, but
we should have got rid of him after the World Cup. We need to upgrade. I think we're stuck on this B level. We need to upgrade. You know, we need to.
Who would we bring in though? Zidane.
Yeah, because we bring a French-speaking guy for our English guys, right?
I think this is a good test for him, though. If he can get us far in the Copa, I think quarterfinal is a minimum requirement for how many, players. Smaller teams you would think would be in compared to us. And we're supposed to be a top 10 team in the world, right?
We're not.
No, but that's what the FIFA rankings.
That's what the rankings say, but we're really not.
But in order to prove that, I feel like we should be at least in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. I agree.
We should go out to we should either go out to Brazil or Argentina.
Yeah.
That's what I would accept.
Yeah. I would accept that too. Or like Chile.
No, I think we beat
They
Chile.
can beat us. They can beat us.
Who do they have in their squad though?
It don't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
They're just a fire footballing nation. Who did they beat? Who did?
It's just the nation. You know what I mean?
Who did they have in their squad? Chile played Alexis Sanchez. He's still playing for them. Oh, I forgot he was still playing. To be honest, I don't recognize any of these other guys.
Is that Bravo? No.
No. Claudio Bravo.
Bro, how do you start such a short goalkeeper? How is Bravo?
How tall is he?
Bravo's short, bro. Is he not?
I think he was, but I don't really.
He wasn't like an Edison height. Like, how was Bravo a Man City goalkeeper?
That was in like the early stages of Man City.
Yes.
That was early days.
That was early. I literally remember Bravo for Man City. That's when Man City kind of sucked.
Yeah, they had Joe. And they had Joe Hart.
Yeah.
Oh, you're made of ball. Yeah.
They went to Bravo, and then they went. Because did Bravo come from Barca or did he go to Barca after? He went to Barca.
I think he went to Barca. Yeah.
He
was second fiddle, right?
That was weird. That's when he really started sucking. That's when I noticed. Wow. Yeah. It wasn't that bad for Man City, but
then he kind of bounced around. I think he still.
He was with like Otamendi and company and them.
Yeah, I think he still plays in La Liga. I think he's still. Let me see.
No way.
I'm gonna Google Claudio.
Claudio Bravo does not play in La Liga. Or who's another?
He plays for Real Betis, dude. Mm-hmm. He's 40.
That's why I hate Man City because of how many times they've changed their squad.
How's their record right now, Betis?
Actually, not too bad.
They're currently playing Rangers right now.
Mm-hmm. No, top of the La Liga.
Girona. We could talk about Girona.
I have nothing to talk about them because I do not watch them.
I don't watch La Liga either.
Watch La Liga that much.
But I have, I follow La Liga table on my app.
Yeah, but I know that they're out.
They just beat Barca 4-2.
That has something. That has to say something.
That says something.
That has to say
something. It's not like that Barca had a weak squad. They didn't have Ter Stegen in that, but they had Cancelo, Christensen, Araujo. I think that's how you say his name. Araujo, Koundé, Gundogan, De Jong, and Pedri. And the Pedri's back too. That's crazy. With Joao Felix, Lewandowski, and Rafinha up top.
Rafinha.
Rafinha has been linked to a move to United. I saw that.
Do not do it.
I would take him over Sancho.
What?
He's rumored to be in a swap deal with Sancho.
He's a right winger, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Anthony a right winger?
Yeah, but
that looks like the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but we need another right winger. That's the crazy thing.
That sounds so
Because
bad.
Rashford's trash off the right wing.
Luke, you don't know how bad that sounds. Rafinha.
I would take him in a swap deal for nothing, for 0p. 0p.
A swap for who?
Sancho. We need to get rid of Sancho.
To Barcelona.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Sancho to Barcelona for Rafinha.
I would do it. I would take it. Every day of the week, I would take it. We need more support on the wing. Because who else do we have? Polistri, he's decent, but he's not going to.
Rafinha's not going to score you guys like goals. And
yeah, but he's better. That style of football. Remember him at Leeds? He was
good when he had a good team.
No, but that style of football.
I guess
the Leeds team was not that great, and he still performed in that. I mean, he wasn't as great in that team last season, or was it the season before? Regardless, that one season that couple seasons he was doing bits for Leeds.
Yeah.
That team was not that great, but he does well on the break. You know what I'm saying? So I think he would fit United better in that way.
Yeah.
So that's what. And
I
Sancho,
agree.
And I think Sancho also would be better with Barcelona because they're more technical.
Yeah.
And Sancho's not that much of a on the counter attack player. He's more of hold it up. I think he would do better with tiki taka, or tiki taka light, whatever you want to call Javi style.
Right.
But yeah, Girona. What do you think of La Liga right now? Do you think? Let's see this table. We can talk about them. Then we can get out of here. But
I have no idea what to say about the table except that Jude Bellingham.
Girona are 2 points ahead of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So the table is Girona are on 41 points. Real Madrid are on 39. Atletico and Barca are both on 34, but Atletico have a game in hand.
Right.
So it's crazy. I didn't know Atletico were that. Okay. Did Atletico go through? And they fell completely off my radar in the Champions League.
Oh, it's Atletico. Obviously, they went through.
They're going to go through. They won't finish top of the group. Wow. See, like them, I have so many mixed feelings about Atletico Madrid.
Before we wrap it up, right, I just want to say I hate the new Champions League style they're going to do next year.
Yeah, me too.
It's disgusting. It's not, you know what I mean? It's just for more money. I don't want to play definitely. 8 games against 8 different teams.
It's more. Yeah.
I don't want it.
It's like a table.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it right now.
There's nothing. Yeah, you're right. They didn't have to change it.
It's not broken. Yeah. So why are they trying to?
They could have made it more entertaining, except they just totally fucked it up.
I feel like we're gonna have it for like 2 seasons. And they're gonna switch it back.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing with they're bringing more games. I saw also that was another thing. I saw Alan Shearer on a clip with that podcast he does with Michael Richards and Gary Lineker. Maybe. So they were talking about how players are kind of complaining that they have more games to play now than ever, and that the fitness thing is kind of an issue for them. And he was like, "Well, I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't feel like I needed more time to recover." And Michael Richards was like, well, when I got into the later stage of my career, like in my mid to late 20s and beyond, I kind of felt I needed like 2 or more days to recover, like fully recover. And they kind of brushed off as a joke. Well, Gary Lineker was like, well, you probably need to recover from the night drinking before. And they kind of moved on. But my thing is with Alan Richards, it's like, or Alan Rich, what's Alan Rich? Not Alan Rich, Alan Shearer. It's number one, you're a striker that didn't rely on your pace. You're a poacher. You're a finisher.
Right.
So you didn't really need that. Also, the game has sped up so much since your time.
Right.
And they're playing more games.
Right. A lot more
games. So the fact that he came out with that ignorant take of being like, I don't see the issue. It's like, how? You know what I mean? That's so ignorant of someone who watches and has that, supposedly that much more
insight
on the football. Yeah. So it's that one stood out to me because I'm like, how do you have that take? To me, that's just so ignorant to me.
Any footballer, really.
I think it's not debatable.
It's science. I mean, the more you play, obviously, the more your body's gonna take, no matter what.
And the players have better conditions with their facilities, depending on the club, obviously, and everything like that. But they have far more games to play. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know. That's
insane.
That kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, but it's been your boy, Cash and Show Do Football.
Thank you for watching.
We'll catch you guys the next episode.
Goodbye.